My pranams to all Atma Jyotis, divine light of self. I welcome all of you for today's session of Brahma Sutra. First, let us offer our respects to Deva Parampara and Guru Parampara. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram. We are discussing chapter 4 of Brahma Sutra. Chapter 4 is about liberation, mukti. We are in the pada 3. We are in the fourth pada or fourth section of Brahma Sutra. Fourth section of Brahma Sutra is related to liberation of a Gnani, mukti of a Gnani. What will happen during liberation of a Gnani or mukta? Pada 3 is about liberation of a Saguna Upasaka, a meditator. So let us understand there are 3 types of jivas, individual souls. The souls who don't have knowledge of self, Atma Jnana, they will go through cycle of birth and death and birth and death. Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam, Punarapi Janani, generation. Whereas if Upasaka, a meditator, he meditates on his Ishta Devata, divine, and after the death, he will go to Loka, Brahma Loka, or Loka of the Devata. This is called Krama Mukti. It's not full liberation. Then he will get a Brahma Jnana, Atma Jnana, through Shravana, Manana, Nidhyas in Brahma Loka. He spends a lot of time there, then gets a Videha Mukti. On the other hand, a Gnani, he is born, he gets a Brahma Jnana through Shravana, Manana, Nidhyasa. Then he becomes a Jivan Mukta, liberated while he is alive. At the time of death, he will become free and becomes Videha Mukta. So today we are discussing about the Gnani, what will happen to him in liberation. As we have discussed earlier, in ignorance, we have a sense of separation, Jiva, Jagat, and Ishwara. A spiritual journey of Purna Yoga is the realization of self. Jiva, Jagat, Ishwara, all are nothing but Brahman or pure consciousness. That is non-duality. So today we are in a sutra, we are in a adhikarana called Brahmadikaranam. Here, the opinion of 2 rishis, 2 sages, Jaimini Rishi and Audulomi Rishi, or Jaimini Acharya and Audulomi Acharya, their opinion is given about liberation. Jaimini and Audulomi both are Shishyas of Vedavyasa. They are trying to tell different aspects of the sutra. Finally, Vedavyasa clarifies. So there are 3 sutras in this adhikarana. One is from Jaimini, and one is from Audulomi, and one is from what we call as Vedavyasa Maharshi. Om Athato Brahma Jidnasa Om Brahmena Jaiminihi Upanyasadibhiha Om. So Jaimini says the liberated soul or Jivan Mukta possesses the attributes of Brahman or Saguna Brahma. That means liberated soul has the attributes of Ishwara. A liberated soul becomes one with Ishwara. That's why he has the attributes of Ishwara. So this is the opinion of Jaimi. Audulami comes back and says, no. Liberated soul has no attributes of Ishwara. Liberated soul has merged with Parabrahma. So there's a difference of opinion between the two acharyas. The difference is resolved by Vedavyas Maharishi finally. What is this understanding? So there is in earlier sutra, we have said that Paranjyoti, supreme light, into that the Jiva merges. Jiva rises from the body and merges with the supreme light, Paranjyoti. That was the earlier last sutra. Right? And then Jiva, that soul, enjoys all kinds of happinesses, happiness of all joys. It enjoys the all happiness of, enjoys with many women. It enjoys moving around in various chariots. So like that, different kinds of happiness is enjoyed by the liberated soul. That was discussed last sutra. So in this sutra, the Purvapakshi comes in, raises an objection. The self, which is free from evil, undecaying, undying, free from sorrow, hunger and thirst, with the true desires and volition. It comes in Chandogya Upanishad. So Chandogya Upanishad gives the nature of the soul who has become Mukta. 8 qualities are mentioned. 8 qualities are mentioned for the nature of soul. Out of 8 qualities, 6 qualities are Parabrahma quality. Free from evil. There's no evil in that. Undecaying, that means there's no birth, there's no death. Free from sorrow, there's no sorrow. Free from hunger and thirst. So, what is not, there is the attributes are negated. These are Parabrahma attributes. There's no qualification for the Parabrahma. 6 qualities. But then immediately it ends up with the 2 qualities which appears to be the qualities of Ishwara. What is that? True desire, Satya Kama, and true volition, Satya Sankalpa, true freedom. So 8 characteristics, out of that 6 are qualities of 6 are about Parabrahma, 2 are about Ishwara. Right? So now there's a confusion. Is Jiva, this comes in Chandogya Upanishad, is Jiva merging with Ishwara or Parabrahma? That's the question. What is the difference between Ishwara and Parabrahma? Parabrahma is pure awareness. There's no other, there's no creation, there's no world, there's no Jiva, there's no Jagat in Parabrahma. Parabrahma is nothing but consciousness at rest. There's no movement there. Ishwara is the consciousness in motion. Jiva is there, Jagat is there. Ishwara is the ruler of the world. Right? Satya Kama, Satya Sankalpa, true desire, the desire which will be always fulfilled, and willpower, which has no stopping, can only be for Ishwara. It cannot be for Parabrahma, because Parabrahma there's no question of desire. All alone. Parabrahma is, any desire is possible only when there is a other. So the Purvapakshi comes and says, definitely the Jiva is merging with Ishwara. Right? So earlier we said Paranjyoti means Parabrahma. Jiva is merging with Parabrahma. Now he comes back and says, based on this, Jiva is not merging with Parabrahma. Jiva is merging with Ishwara, because Satya Kama, Satya Sankalpa is mentioned. Satya Kama, Satya Sankalpa doesn't apply to Parabrahma, because there's no other. Are you understanding what I'm saying? See, Parabrahma in our Purana is represented Sriman Narayana, sleeping in the Milky Ocean. He has consciousness at rest. There's no movement there. For him, there is no desire possible because there is no other. Only Parabrahma is there. Then Saguna Brahma or Ishwara is represented by Vishnu in our Purana. So Parabrahma Narayana has a dream. In the dream, the entire universe is created. Millions and millions of galaxies are created. Millions of living beings are created in the dream of Parabrahma Narayana. So in that dream, the ruler of the dream world is Vishnu. He will rule the world. He is the Ishwara. So that's why Parabrahma Narayana is sleeping in on the serpent, whereas Vishnu has a vehicle. You have to see, no? The Prime Minister has a vehicle. Prime Minister has an aircraft, which is very special. He has to travel to anywhere. From one country to other country to go, he needs an aircraft, special aircraft. He needs a vehicle for the Prime Minister. Similarly, because he is the ruler, for that ruler, Vishnu has a Garuda Vahana. He can go fly anywhere. Whereas Narayana doesn't require a vehicle. He requires a sleeping bed because his consciousness is at rest. Consciousness in motion is called Vishnu. Consciousness in rest is called Sriman Narayana. Parabrahma is Sriman Narayana and Vishnu is a ruler, the power who rules the world. Ishwara. So from Ishwara's point of view, there is a world, Jiva, Jagat and Ishwara. He is the ruler. So there are living beings, the world is there. From Parabrahma point of view, there is no world. The Satya Kama, Satya Sankalpa is very well applicable to Ishwara. Because Ishwara's rule, Ishwara's desire has to be fulfilled in the universe. Whatever Ishwara's Sankalpa he does, it will manifest in the universe. Satya Kama, Satya Sankalpa. Whereas Parabrahma doesn't do any Sankalpa, he is already conscious at rest, there is no other. So now, where is Mukta going? Mukta, where is he merging? He is merging with the Ishwara or Parabrahma. The Purvapakshi says is Ishwara because Satya Kama and Satya Sankalpa is mentioned in Chandogya Upanishad. Is the doubt clear? What is your opinion? I'll tell opinion of Jaimini Rishi and Audulomi. So now Jaimini Rishi comes and says, Jaimini, Paramatma is consciousness rest. There's no dual, no other. It's like a sleep-like state. There's no other. There's no world. There's no Jiva. There's no Jagat. There's no Ishwara in that dream-like, sleep-like state. Sriman Narayana is conscious at rest. Okay. So out of the 8 characteristics mentioned in Upanishad, Chandogya Upanishad, 6 belong to Parama, 6 speak out Parabrahma. Parabrahma qualities cannot be mentioned in a positive way. It should be mentioned as negative. No birth, no death, no evil. There cannot be a positive way of explaining Parabrahma consciousness. Neti has to tell. 6 are about undying, undecaying, free from sorrow. All those things are Parabrahma characteristics. Because where there is Neti is applied. But Ishwara only you can apply Iti. Satya Sankalpa, Satya Kama, 2 qualities of Ishwara. So there's a mix of Parabrahma, pointing to Parabrahma, and qualities of Ishwara in the Chandogya Upanishad Vakya. So the Purvapakshi comes and says, Jiva, after its merger with the Parabrahman, he can have Satya Kama and Satya Sankalpa because he is merging with the Ishwara. Jiva, if it is merged with Parabrahma, there is no Satya Kama, Satya Sankalpa, doesn't apply. Right? Jiva is merging with the Ishwara. So who is Ishwara? Ishwara is Maya Sahit Saguna Brahma. Maya, Parabrahma with Maya functioning in the world. Right? That's why Vishnu and Lakshmi, they control the world. Lakshmi represents the Maya Shakti. Vishnu has a vehicle, powerful vehicle to fly anywhere. Right? So you have seen the Prime Minister's vehicle, our Prime Minister, the very good aircraft is there, special aircraft, flying. Whereas a retired person, Prime Minister, he doesn't have a vehicle, he has only ordinary car. He doesn't ever fly anywhere. Sriman Narayana is retired. He doesn't get involved in anything in the world. He has only nice bed, Shesha. So Satya Kama, Satya Sankalpa, because Jiva has merged with Ishwara, he has not merged with Parabrahma. Do you agree with this? So then, the Siddhanti, Jaimini, then Purvapakshi comes and says, since Jiva has merged with Ishwara, he has all the powers of Ishwara, Satya Kama, Satya Sankalpa. So he is very powerful. He has become very powerful. Power of Ishwara is there with the Jiva. Right? Satya Kama means what? Whatever you desire will appear in front of you. So Satya Sankalpa means whatever he decides, it will happen. Willpower. So Jiva has all the powers of Ishwara also. That's what he says, Purvapakshi. So then Jaimini says, based on this sutra, based on this Upanishad Vakya, Jaimini says, Jaimini Rishi, there are two students of Vyasa Maharishi, right? So Vyasa Maharishi asked this question to two students. Students are sitting there. He's explaining that and asking the opinion of these two students. Jaimini comes, very obviously, Upanishad says he merges with Saguna Brahma. From Upanishad Vakya, it appears to be merging with Saguna Brahma. So, why he says? Because Satya Kama, Satya Sankalpa, Kama means desire. Sankalpa means volition, willpower, ability to do. That's only possible for Ishwara as per Chandogya Upanishad. So, Jiva has merged with the Ishwara. So then, the same Chandogya Upanishad says, Gnani moves about, enjoying everything. Right? He goes in chariots. Okay, he enjoys with women, and he whatever he desires, he will manifest. So, because Gnani moves around, and this ability to move in freedom is the ability of Ishwara. Ishwara only can move. Parabrahma cannot move because Parabrahma is all pervading reality. Where will you go? We can move in space, but space itself cannot move anywhere. Parabrahma is like space, all pervading. How Parabrahma can move? How Parabrahma can have desire? Because Parabrahma is non-dual, Advaita. Ishwara only, there is Dvaita. Jiva is there, Jagat is there, Ishwara is there. Correct? Bhakti is possible for Ishwara. Jnana is possible for Parabrahma. Because duality is there in that. Sense of duality is there. Jiva, Jagat, Ishwara is there. So then also it says, Chandogya Upanishad, Gnani can go to any loka. He can go to all the 14 lokas, sir. Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka, Swarloka, Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapoloka, Satyaloka. Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Tala, Rasatala, Patala. There's a teaching called Bhuma Vidya in Chandogya Upanishad. Bhuma Vidya says, Gnani can go to any loka. So that's why Jaimini Rishi comes and says, Gnani merges with Ishwara. It doesn't merge with the Saguna Brahma. Maya Saita Brahman, Parabrahma. Maya Saita Brahman, the one who is responsible for creation. Right? So is that Jaimini's understanding clear? Now, what's your understanding? What do you think it is the situation? Autonomy comes and gives the opposite viewpoint. Next sutra. Brahmena Jaimini Upanyasad Adibhya. So Jaimini says, Jiva has merged with the Brahman. Jiva has merged with the Ishwara. Because Upanyasadi, the teaching of Upanishad is like that. That's what he says. So Purvapakshi, there's a shloka in there's a Vakya in Chandogya Upanishad. This self, which is Jivan Mukta, he is free from evil, undecaying, undying, free from sorrow, hunger and thirst, with true desires and volition. Satya Kama, Satya Sankalpa. It's Chandogya Upanishad 8.7.1. So out of these, free from evil, undecaying, undying, free from sorrow, all hunger and thirst, all these are neti, not this, not this, not this. Only Parabrahma can be explained to that. Whereas true desire and true volition refer to Satya Kama and Satya Sankalpa can apply to Ishwara. So there are two aspects of Brahman: conditioned Brahman, Saguna Brahma, and unconditioned Brahman, Nirguna Brahma. Jaimini Acharya says Jiva merges the, it's not Jaimini, it's the Purva Pakshi. Purva Pakshi says Jiva merges the conditioned Brahma or Saguna Brahma, Ishwara. So now Jaimini Acharya comes and says that out of the 8 characters mentioned, 6 belong to Parabrahma, 2 belong to Ishwara. So since Jiva can have a desire and Satya Kama, Satya Sankalpa, Jiva has merged with Ishwara, he has not merged with Parabrahma. So Saguna Brahma is Maya Sahita Saguna Brahma. Satya Sankalpa, Satya Kama only applicable to Ishwara. It doesn't apply to Parabrahma. Parabrahma has no Kama, no Sankalpa. Because there's no other there. Advaita. Correct? Jiva merges to Saguna Brahma. Jiva has all the powers of Ishwara. Now Jiva has become very powerful by merging with the Saguna Brahma. So Jaimini says he merges with the Saguna Brahma, Ishwara. Why? Satya Kama and Satya Sankalpa are the qualities of Ishwara. Chandogya Upanishad. So Gnani moves about enjoying everything. This is the glory of it. Gnani. He can go anywhere. Okay, his Satya Sankalpa, whatever he desires will manifest. Whatever pleasure he desires, he will instantly enjoy. Satya Kama, Satya Sankalpa. So that's why Gnani merges with Ishwara, not with the Parabrahma. So Gnani can go to any loka. It's called Brahma Vidya and Chandogya Upanishad. 7 point. Brahma Vidya means the teaching of infinity. Brahma means infinity. 7.25.2. So now you got, he is merging with Ishwara. This is the opinion of Jaimini. So Vedavyasa Maharshi has thrown the question of Purva Pakshi to 2 Shishyas sitting there. One Shishya is giving one opinion, and both are giving, other Shishya is giving another opinion. So now comes the Audulomi, another Shishya Vedavyasa Maharshi. Chiti Tanmatrena Adatmakatvat iti Audulomihi. Audulomi is another disciple of Vedavyasa Maharshi. He is also sitting there. Where? In front of Vyasa Maharshi. What he says, Audulomi thinks liberated soul exists solely as pure intelligence. Pure intelligence is awareness. There's no other there. It's Advaita. It's already reached Advaita. Because that is the nature of Jiva. Nature of Jiva is Brahman, Parabrahman. So it cannot go to Ishwara. It has merged with the Parabrahma, not with the Ishwara. Now there are 2 different opinions. Okay. So Jaimini Acharya says Jiva has merged with the Ishwara. Audulomi says Jiva has merged with the Parabrahma. So which is your vote? You have to take a choice. So what do you want to say? Parabrahma. What about you? No, we are not speaking of Upasaka now. We are speaking of Adnani. Upasaka is already done. It's gone Parabrahma. Okay, but Upanishads are telling the other way. So the sentence of Upanishad gives a feeling that some qualities of Parabrahma, some qualities of Ishvara are told. So Upanishad cannot be wrong. So then comes the Audulomi. He says, Upanishads are teaching moksha only, liberation only. Moksha means what? Freedom from all. Desires also. Where is Satya Kama? Where is the desire for him? Dhani. If he has not desire, if Upanishads are teaching about moksha, right? Moksha is freedom from desires. So now, where is the question of a desire for a Gnani? And all the study, Upanishad teaching, Vedanta is studied for moksha only. It's not studied for going to Brahmaloka. Brahmaloka is Upasaka is trying to go. A Gnani is not deciding to go to Brahmaloka. Gnani is getting for mukti. Right? Why will I go to Ishwara? A Upasaka going to Ishwara is okay. But Gnani going to Ishwara is not acceptable. And mukti is possible only with the realization of Nirguna Brahma, Parabrahma. Hence, Jiva merges with the Parabrahma. Jiva merges with Parabrahma. He doesn't merge with the Ishvara. Why? Because Upanishads say the nature of Parabrahma is Pradnanam Brahma. Brahman means awareness only. There's no other. In awareness, there's no duality. In the matter, there's a duality. Matter, there can be two. This part, other part, this name and form. In awareness, there's no duality at all. There's no other. Pradnanam Brahma, Aitare Upanishad says, Aitare 3.3. Brahman is pure awareness only. And Jiva, he has got a jnana. What jnana? Atma jnana. You get mukti, to go to Parabrahma. Why will you go to Ishwara in between stage? What Jiva has done? Brahman is Pradnana Ghana. Pradnana Ghana, there's the explanation of Pradnana Ghana. Pradnana Ghana means pure awareness, fully. Not even nothing is there. It's no other thing is possible there. Ghana means full, saturated. So example is given. What is the example? For the salt, there's a name in Sanskrit called Saindava. Saindava is a name given to salt. See, Sanskrit word has a beauty that they decode the word, you will know, get deeper meaning of that. Saindava means Sindhu. Sindhu is ocean. Something which has come from ocean is called Saindava. Salt is called Saindava. Whereas word salt doesn't include the ocean in English. But as word salt, Saindava includes ocean in the Sanskrit. From ocean it has come. Right? So that Saindava, the origin of Saindava, salt is ocean. The salt has a form, a crystal form. Okay. It is appearing as a solid, whereas ocean, it is not visible. The Saindava, when you put in the water and dissolve it, so what will happen to Saindava, the salt? It disappears fully. It came from the water, ocean, it went back to ocean. In between it had a form. Why it had a form? A solid form? Because it has associated with the mud element, the earth element. So it had a solid form. When you dissolve salt into water, the earth element is gone. The salt dissolves in water fully. It will drop all the earthly properties. Now, you take any drop of water anywhere in that cup or glass. Everywhere is same salt. Top, bottom, middle, anywhere you take, it will be salty. So you cannot say the water in the top is more salty, water in the middle is less salty, water in the bottom is less salty. The salt will dissolve uniformly in water. Yeah. The water tastes salty anywhere. So similarly, Jiva, salt came from Saindava. Salt came from the ocean and it has a name and property. Jiva came from Parabrahma with a name and property. I am the body, because it's associated with other elements, earth element and other elements, Jiva. It has a name and form. Like salt has a name and form, a crystal form when you separate from water. But when you dissolve in water, again salt loses its form. There's nothing left. Everywhere the water is salty. So salty water is equal to Pradnana Gana, awareness only. Now here the ocean, example of ocean is given because Brahman is like an ocean, Parabrahma, infinity. Ocean represents infinity. See how many, in one line they will say so many things. One example, so many things are included in that. So ocean means Brahman. Brahman, Parabrahma is like an ocean, infinity. In that Jiva has come. Jiva has a name and form. Why name it? Salt has a name and form because it is associated with the mud element. Jiva has a name and form because it is associated with the body. When Jiva merges with Brahman, like salt merging with the water, you will not be able to separate out Jiva. Everywhere in the water, salt is there. Taste of salt is there. That means it has merged uniformly. So Jiva merges with Brahma uniformly. There will be no separation. It's a Pradnana Gana, pure awareness. So this Upanishad, this example he gives from Upanishad. Upanishad. The salt merging with the. There are two examples are given, right? Earlier I gave example, water merging with water. Water merging with water, you can't separate out. Salt merging with water, the taste of salt is everywhere uniform. There will be one. It will not be more somewhere, less somewhere. Everywhere it's same. So Jiva came from Parabrahma, has a name and shape, form, and it merges to Parabrahma, losing its name and form. And uniform merger. Now this example is given to say merger is uniform. This example is given to say merger is uniform. Jivatma merges with Paramatma. Then you don't have any trace of Paramatma. After merging, salt merging with the ocean, water, so there's no trace of salt. Everywhere it's same. So similarly, Paramatma, Jivatma is nothing but awareness. Paramatma is also awareness. So Jnana Swarupa is Paramatma. Pradhanagana. That is the merger Upanishads are speaking of. Who says this? Audulomi. Acharya Audulomi says. So then he gives a further viewpoint. Brahman is Advaitam. There's no other. Ishwara has Jiva, Jagat, and Ishwara has to fight with Asuras, demons. Brother Upanishad says, Ishwara, Brahman is Advaitam. Ishwara has no duality. But, Brahman has no duality. Parabrahma. Ishwara has duality. Ruler and ruled. In Ishwara's kingdom, there is a duality. Ishwara is the Lord and the world is ruled. Creator and created. Jiva is there, Jagat is there, Ishwara is there, multiplicity is there, variety is there. In Brahman, Parabrahma, Nirguna, Nirakara, Nirvikalpa. So Parabrahma can be described only through negations, not. Ajam, Nirvikalpam, Nirakaram, Ekam, Niranandam, Anandam, Advaita Purnam. So it can be described as only not. Advaita also means negation. No two. No positive words can be described Paramatma. Positive word can describe only object. So Brahmavit Brahmaiva Bhavati Upanishad says the knower of Brahman is Brahman only. So Jnani becomes Nirguna Brahma. Brahman means Nirguna Brahma, not Ishwara. Mundaka Upanishad. So then he tells Ishwara, Upanishads are saying in the same sentence is say Parabrahma and Ishwara. 6 qualities of Parabrahma and 2 qualities of Ishwara are told, right? Satya Kama, Satya Sankalpa are qualities of Ishwara. So Audulomi says Ishwara is a lower order of reality. Parabrahma is a higher order of reality. What is the order of reality? What it means? Anytime there can be 2 orders of reality, a higher and lower. For example, you are sleeping in your bed. Okay. Then you are dreaming. In your dream, you are captured by a terrorist and tortured. So now, nothing is happening to a person who is sleeping. The person who is sleeping is higher order reality. The person being tortured is Jiva, dream character, lower order reality. Both are there simultaneously. Higher and lower order reality are there simultaneously. Lower order reality doesn't affect the higher order reality. The dream character doesn't affect the person who is sleeping. Correct? There can be another example of lower order. I see a rope and a snake. I see a snake. Snake is a projection of my mind. The snake and rope both are existing simultaneously. The higher order reality and lower order of reality are appearing simultaneously. Right? The rope itself is appearing as snake. Both are there. Parabrahma is the higher order reality. Ishwara is the lower order reality. The higher order reality will never change. Parabrahma will never change. Lower order reality will appear and disappear. Ishwara is like a dream character. Just like in your dream, you became a very beautiful girl called Cinderella. Cinderella was Cinderella had a royal life. She had a lot of power and position. Similarly, Parabrahma's dream, Ishwara appears. The dream character of Parabrahma is Ishwara. Somebody has to rule that dream world, no? Ishwara is a lower reality compared to Parabrahma. Okay. So then he says, Audulami says, then this guy asked Jaimini, it is said in Upanishad that Gnani enjoys Satya Kama, Satya Sankalpa, Gnani can go to any world, Gnani can have enjoyment, so many women. Okay. So Audulami says, you should not take it literally. It's only glorifying Gnani, figuratively spoken. It's not, you should not take it literally. Because Gnani didn't want Ishwara. Gnani wanted only Parabrahma. That's why he's done sadhana. Upanishads all speak of Brahman only. Don't take the words of Upanishad literally. You take it as figuratively. Literally means what I say is what it is. So figuratively means a boy saw a girl, so beautiful girl. Her eyes are like lotus. Her teeth are like pearls. Right? So now, don't take it literally. It is told as figuratively in a graphical language to explain to you. So Gnani enjoys all the words. It's a figurative language, not a literal word. Don't take it literally. It's a figurative, you take it. He is a man lion. What? His face looks like a lion. He roared like a lion. Does he roar like a lion? These are figurative words. So in Upanishad, they say what we call as Rudartha, Gudartha, and figurative language. Means to glorify, some words are used. Her eyes are like lotus. It's a glorification. Her eyes are not like lotus. There's no lotus there. So to glorify Gnani, figurative words are used. Don't literal meaning you should not take. So Rudartha means common man's words. Common man people understand. Good Artha means deeper meaning. Figurative means for glorification you can use. It's a verbal praise, no? See, her face is like moon. What is the face is like moon? It's what? There's a moon sitting there or what? It's some flowering words. What he said, Gnani, what he's saying is happiness of every living being in the world, any living being in the world, whether it's ant, bacteria, or amoeba, or elephant, is nothing but a drop of ananda of Atma-dnana, Brahma-dnana. Brahma-dnana means Brahman is infinite. Everything is a drop of that. To indicate it's a drop of that, so it is said that Gnani enjoys everything. Okay? Gnani can go to any loka. Any loka means movement. Oh, Gnani can go to any loka because Parabrahma is all pervading, is there in all the loka. Right? So we said Gnani is all the loka instead of saying he can go to all the loka. So every happiness in the world is nothing but a drop of happiness of Atma, Brahman. To tell that Gnani enjoys. So Gnani enjoys many women. Here, why woman is brought? Because sex is considered as very high pleasure by many people. Sex experience of all the living beings is nothing but a drop of happiness of Gnana. So to tell that, so don't take it literally. Take it as figuratively. Okay. So now why it is told is because why figuratively also tell? They don't tell something just for the sake of glorification. Upanishads are telling Sarvatma Bhava. Sarvatma Bhava means Sarvam khalu ida Brahma. Everything is Brahman. Okay. To say Gnani is all pervading, he is then all aspects of creation. Figurative words are used. He is then all living beings. He is the happiness of eating. Sense pleasures for all living beings is pleasure. Any pleasure of any living being is his pleasure. To tell the Sarvatma Bhava, the words are used. Rather than Gnani goes everywhere. Because Gnani, to become Mukti means become freedom from desire. Why will you have any desire? It's all desires are fulfilled. Satya Kama. It doesn't mean that he will fulfill some desire. His all desires are fulfilled when he gets Atma Dhyana. Are you understanding what I'm saying? So, in Upanishad, there are three ways of expressing is that. One is Rudartha. Rudartha is common man's, like common words meaning. I told you Rudartha means sannyasi means somebody who has a dress. That's a Rudartha. Gudartha means somebody whose mind is focused on God. The deeper meaning. Dress doesn't matter. Then there's a figurative words to glorify. His face shines like a moon. There's light in his eyes. Then we'll say, oh, Gnani, there's a light in his eyes. Where is the light? See, I saw a light in the eyes of Gnani. Because we'll start using figurative words as real words. So do not confuse the figurative words with the real words. Figurative words are told with a purpose. That Gnani is all pervading. He is there in all living beings. Now he has become Sarvatma. He is the self of all. He says, self in all in one and one in all. All in the self, self in all. So he has become that. Sarvatma Bhava means that. To explain the Sarvatma Bhava, the language is used. That's what? Who says? Audulomi says. So then Audulomi says, so Gnani is the one who has realized Jagat is Mithya. Jiva and Jagat both are Mithya. Then when Jiva and Jagat are Mithya, Ishwara is not there. There's no role for Ishwara. Ishwara's role is there when Jiva and Jagat is there. Right? Jiva and Jagat are Mithya. So then Audulomi says, oh Jaimini Rishi, Jaimini Acharya, you are taking, if he becomes Ishwara, that means Jiva and Jagat is still there. There's a duality for him. Dvaita is there. His whole purpose is to realize Advaita. How does he do that? By negation. Understanding Anatma separate. Mithya. What is Mithya? Body is Mithya. Mind is Mithya. Intellect is Mithya. The world is Mithya. Unreal you have to separate from the real. Nitya, Anitya Viveka. That's how he has come. He has come to Atma Dhyana, Brahma Dhyana. What he has done? Nanembudu, Nanalla, Ideha, Manabuddhi, Nanalla, Sachidananda Atma, Shivanamnani, Shivoham, Shivoham, Shivoham. I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not the intellect. Body, mind, intellect is Anatma, object. Anatma means object. I'm the pure subject. Right? Anatma means object. Whatever I see, whatever I can feel, whatever I can experience, I am not that. The language of samsara is, if I am experiencing unhappiness, I am unhappy. Okay. The understanding of Vedanta is, if you are experiencing unhappiness, you are not unhappiness, you are not unhappy. Because what you experience is the object. That's why you are able to experience it. The pure subject cannot be affected by anything. This is called Nitya Anitya Viveka, Atma Anatma Viveka. He has realized, I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect, I am pure consciousness. Why I am not the body? I am able to experience the body. That's why I am not the body. Why I am not the mind? I am able to experience the mind. That's why I am not the mind. I am not the intellect because I am able to experience the thoughts. That's why I am not the intellect. I am the witness of this, Sakshi. So then what he has done? He has understood Tattvamasi Vakya. That you are that. Tvam means Jiva. You. So what is Jiva? Not the body, not the mind, not the intellect. Pure consciousness. Sakshi is Jiva. Tat means Ishwara. The entire universe is Ishwara. What is there in the entire universe? Existence. Existence I cannot see. Only form I can see. Okay. That existence and consciousness. Sakshi is consciousness. Existence and consciousness, Sat and Chit cannot be separated out. They are one reality. Right? So you are that. You are that infinite reality. Sachidananda Swarupa. That he has realized. Then Gnani, for getting Jnana, he has negated Upadhis for the Jiva. Upadhi means conditioning. Body, mind, intellect, thought is the Upadhi for Jiva. He has negated. Then Ishwara, Tattvamasi Vakya, in the first level it means Jiva is Ishwara, which is not possible, not logically possible. Jiva cannot be Ishwara. Jiva is limited entity, Ishwara is omnipresent, omnipotent, all powerful. So the omnipresence and omnipotence of Ishwara is negated because that's also Upadhi. Then what remains is awareness. Jiva says, I am awareness because I negate my qualities and the qualities of Ishwara, omnipresent. Then Jiva and Ishwara is one, as Brahman. So, like that, Jiva has realized, Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman. Okay? The world is not existent. The body is not existent. The mind is not existent. So, he has negated the non-existence. When world and Jiva is negated, Ishwara is not there. No role, no. Then only Brahman is there. Right? So, this is the viewpoint of autonomy. So, he has already reached Parabrahma. Why are you saying he is the Ishwara? Now, which viewpoint you want to take? The first one? Which party you are? Jaimini's party or autonomist party? Why? Because Upanishad Vakya cannot be wrong. The same Vakya says two things. That's why Vyasa Maharshi has to come and resolve the difference between two Shishyas. His opinion of autonomy is clear. So he says, Jiva is Mithya, Jagat is Mithya. It's not there. It's non-existent. Then you'll come back and say, how Jagat is non-existent? See, I am able to experience it, no? You are able to experience it. That's why it's Anatma. If you are able to experience it, Anatma. Right? And is it there all the time? In the morning, it appears. In the dream, it disappears. Another dream world opens up. In deep sleep, it disappears completely. What appears and disappears is not there. It's only appearance. It's non-existent. Do you agree or disagree? In your dream, okay, I know in your last night in your dream, you got 1 crore rupees. Please give me 5 lakhs. You cannot give 1 paisa because there's no 1 crore. In dream, it appears to be real. But when you wake up, it's not there. It is non-existent 1 crore. Similarly, Jiva, Jagat, Deha, Ishwara is non-existent. If you wake up from waking dream, it's not there. How do you wake up from waking dream? What do I do for waking dream? Only Viveka and Vairagya, Shravana, Manana, Nidhyasa. There's no other way. Is autonomy's viewpoint clear? Very nice arguments they are having. Difference of opinion. In that, we can learn so many things. So, autonomy says, Upanishads are teaching Mukti only, liberation only. Why will he go to Ishwara? Ishwara is still in Maya only. Right? So, only if you realize Parabrahma, he will be liberated. There's no point in calling him Jivan Mukta. So, Upanishad says, Pradnana Brahma, awareness is Brahman. So, Brahman is Pradnana Gana. In awareness, there cannot be any parts. It's totally pure awareness only. So, Jiva merges with Parabrahma like salt merges with the water. Every part, there's no separation possible. Every part is salty. So, similarly, salt example is given because salt came from the ocean, Saindava, water. So, salt merges with water. In between it had a form because it was associated with the mud. So, similarly, Jiva came from water. Jiva came from Paramatma, who is infinite like ocean. It has a form, body and mind, because it is associated with the 5 elements. When it dissolves, it's completely dissolved. Nothing will be left. Parabrahma, only there. So, Brahman, then Upanishad says Brahman is Advaitam. There's no other. But Ishwara has the other. Jiva, Jagat, everything is there. Okay. So now if Jiva and Jagat is Mithya, Ishwara is not there. Only Brahman is there. Brahma with Brahmaya Bhavati. The knower of Brahman is Brahman only. Right? So Gnani attains Nirguna Brahma, not Ishwara, as per Mundaka Upanishad. So Audulami says Ishwara is lower order reality, Parabrahma is higher order reality. Ishwara is like a ruler of the dream world. So Upanishad teaching of Gnani enjoys all happiness, all women, and he goes in a carriage. It should not be taken literally. It should be taken as figuratively to indicate the glory of Gnani. What is glory of Gnani? Glorious Sarvatma. He is the self of one in all in one. That's why Gnani, you can see full of love because he experiences himself in everybody. One in all in one. To say the word experience also is false, not correct. But from our language, we can use that. So Gnani says all in one, one in all. He is no other for him. Self in all in self. That's called Sarvatma Bhava. Because of Sarvatma Bhava, Gnani is everywhere. And there's no suffering, no dukkha, all happiness to indicate that the qualities are given. Satya Kama Satya Sankalpa means, so it's a figurative saying, Gnani is there in all living beings. He pervades all entire universe, all lokas also. So Jiva Swarupa is Chaitanyam only. Tattvamasi means Jiva and Brahma, Ishwara are one. How? When you negate Anatma, body, mind, and intellect you negate, Jiva is consciousness. So similarly, omnipresence, omnipotence, the power of Ishwara is negated, awareness is there. So in awareness, Jiva and Ishwara are one. That he has realized. That's why he has become one with the Parabrahma. He has not become one with the Ishwara. This is the Audulami opinion. So now, two Shishyas have a different opinion with respect to question from Purvapakshi. Vedavyasa Maharshi comes and he is his opinion. Okay? Evam api upanyasat purva bhavat avirodham badarayanaha. Sutra 540. So Badarayana comes. So there is no contradiction between two of you. Both of you are right. Badarayana is Vedavyasa Maharshi. Another name for Vedavyasa Maharshi is Badarayana. So Vedavyasa Maharshi says, my dear Jaimini, what you are saying is right. Because you are also quoting Upanishad. My dear Audulami, what you are quoting is also right. You are also quoting Upanishad. Both of you are right. There's no contradiction between what you are saying. Why? Now, it's only one Upanishad Vakya is six words are about Nirguna Brahma, 2 words are about Saguna Brahma. So, Audulami is taking this as Nirguna Brahma, whereas same sentence, Jaimini is taken as Saguna Brahma, Ishwara. So, there's no contradiction. Both of you are speaking of right only. You are speaking of Ishwara, he is speaking of Parabrahma. Both are right. Okay. But these two viewpoints are from two different viewpoints. There are two different viewpoints. We can understand this. So from differences in the viewpoint on the truth, there's no contradiction. That's what Vyasa Maharshi says. How the difference is 2 viewpoints? So there is no contradiction in view of, because Jaimini says merger with Saguna Brahma is happening. Audulami says merger with Nirguna Brahma is happening. So both are based on Shruti. Both are based on Upanishad Vakya. Same sentence, one sentence only. So that's why there's no contradiction. Both must be true. So now how can it be true? Both can be, how can it be true? Both are totally opposite of each other. No? Can you have a fire which is hot and cold simultaneously? Can you have a fire simultaneously? It can be hot and cold. Is it possible? So how Jaimini and Audulami both say both is simultaneously possible. How it's possible? Otherwise, otherwise one viewpoint is wrong. The simultaneously is possible only when you consider different orders of reality. In different orders of reality, you can have simultaneously possible. How? I am sitting in a room, very hot outside, very hot. I have a dream. In that dream, I am in Iceland where I am shivering with cold. So the hot and cold is simultaneously possible because actually you are sitting in a room which is hot. Actually, you are experiencing cold in a dream. Dream is lower order reality. Simultaneously, two opposite things can be there in different order of reality, not in the same order of reality. Understand? Same order of reality, fire cannot be hot and cold. Fire can be hot and cold in different order of reality, not in the same order of reality. So, where Badarayana is saying, Jaimini and Audulomi, you are speaking of different order of reality. Jaimini is speaking of lower order of reality called Ishwara. Audulomi is speaking of higher order of reality is Ishwara. We have to consider the same Vakya, both higher order and lower order are mentioned, but both of you are true. Both of you are correct. Right? Why you are correct? So, the lower order reality is Vyavaharika, transactional. We are living in the lower order reality. Higher order reality is Paramatmika, absolute. Right? Now, from Vyavaharika point of view, Gnani merges with the Ishwara. From Paramarthika point of view, Gnani merges the Parabrahma. Simultaneously, two views are there. Vyavaharika view and Paramarthika view. Vyavaharika level, Gnani has merged with the Ishwara. Paramarthika level, Gnani has merged with the Parabrahma. Both are true. How? Why Gnani merges with the Ishwara in the Vyavaharika level? So Gnani is there. One day he got enlightened. Then at the enlightened person, Gnani, he is walking, talking, interacting with people. From people point of view, he sees the body only. They see the body only. Body is Vyavaharika. So they say Gnani has merged with the God, Ishwara. For them, people, God or Ishwara is the highest. They don't understand Parabrahma. Parabrahma is Nirguna, Nirakara, they don't understand. Vyavaharika level. Vyavaharika means always focused on the name and form. So Guna. So from the word point of view, Gnani has merged with the Ishwara. So Gnani has become Satyakama, Satya Sankalpa. From people point of view, he's become Satyakama means what? He has no desire. He has become free from desire. This is from the Vyavaharika point of view. But what is Gnani's point of view? Gnani has attained Parabrahma. How? By negating Anatma. That's called absolute point of view. Paramarthika. What he has done? Nanu, Nanembudu, Nanalla, Ideha, Manabuddhi, Nanalla, Sachidananda Atma, Shivanamnani, Shivoham, Shivoham, Shivoham. I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not the mind. He has, whatever is in the Vyavahara, he has negated. He will not accept it. I have merged with Ishwara from Gnani's point of view. I have merged with Parabrahma only because I have nothing, no qualities are left. All qualities are negated. All Anatma I have negated. So Gnani has a Paramarthika viewpoint. The world has a Vyavaharika viewpoint. No, yeah, it has to teach so many varieties of people. No. No. In the same Upanishad, a different sentence will give both viewpoints. See, Upanishad teaching is not a systematic step by step. Nobody can sat down. A Rishi got enlightened, he writes what he got. Another Rishi got enlightened, he writes. It's like a collection of enlightenments. Enlightenment, when they collection, they will not change the order also. How they got inspiration, they'll write. They will not change the order of revelation also. Right? So that's where the teaching, ordering of the teaching is required in terms of Bhashya or Smriti. It's like inspiration, yeah, poetry. For them, revelation is a poetry. It comes. It is not a video of explaining something. This is a revelation. So, Vedavya says both are not contradictory. You are not fighting, contradicting with each other. You are not opposite parties. What Jaimini is saying is Vyavaharika point of view. The world views at Gnani like that. The world treats Gnani as Ishwara only. So that's the meaning of, what is the meaning? Ishwara Guru Atmeti. Guru is nothing but Ishwara only. Because when you approach a Guru, you're not already understood Parabrahma. For you, highest is Guru, Ishwara. Right? A person who is Adnani, he has come for Jnana to Guru. What is Jnana? Parabrahma Jnana. He doesn't have Parabrahma. That's why he has come to Guru. For him, highest available is Ishwara. Ishwara Guru Atmeti. He treats Guru as Ishwara. Guru has merged with Ishwara. His Vyavarika viewpoint is like that. So the world respects a Gnani as Ishwara because that's the highest which world can think. They can't think of Nirguna Nirakara. Whereas Gnani he denies that I am Ishwara. He has gone beyond Ishwara. He has gone beyond Ishwara. He has awakened one. He says, I am Parabrahma, I am Advaita, Nirguna Brahma, Nirakara. So Gnani does not accept any qualification. If he accepts any qualification of Ishwara, still he has gone lower level. Are we clear? So this is the opinion of Vedavyasa Maharshi. So Vedavyasa Maharshi is taking care of both the opposite viewpoints of Jaimini and Autonomy. And why he is taking care? Because in the same sentence, two viewpoints are there. In one sentence only, there are two viewpoints. Sometimes in one sentence, one viewpoint, another sentence, another viewpoint. That's a different thing. Here, one sentence only, Saguna Brahma and Nirguna Brahma, both are mentioned. Right? So because in one sentence only, Saguna Brahma and Nirguna Brahma are mentioned, so they are not contradictory. They are actually giving two viewpoints in the same sentence. That's the meaning of Vedavyasa Maharshi. So he says there's no contradiction in terms of Jaimini, who says Gnani merges with Saguna Brahma, Ishwara. And Audulomi, who says Nirguna Brahma merger. Saguna Brahma and Nirguna Brahma are different level of reality. In two different level of reality, simultaneously two things can be there. No attributes in Parabrahma and attributes in Ishwara. There both are possible. But viewpoint has to be different. For common man viewpoint, Gnani has merged with the Ishwara. That's why Gnani is treated as Ishwara only. Right? But from Gnani's point of view, he has merged with Parabrahma. So this is the meaning of the sloka. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo, Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat, Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri, Gurave Namaha. For common man, Guru is Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. That means Ishwara. He is ruling the world. Ishwara is the ruler of the world. He is still controlling the Maya. So Guru is Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara as a control of Maya. From Guru's point of view, he has become Parabrahma. Sakshat Parabrahma. From Guru's point of view. So two different viewpoints are there in this sloka also. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo, Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. In this, Saguna Brahma and Nirguna Brahma both are mentioned for a Guru. So Saguna Brahma is the world point of view. Nirguna Brahma is the Guru's point of view. Or Gnani's point of view. Clear? One simple sloka can have so much of a meaning. Let us sit silently for some time. Today, we contemplate on Brahma Sutra teaching. One sentence of Chandogya Upanishad can give a feeling that Gnani has merged with the Ishwara. Same sentence also gives a feeling that Gnani has merged with the Parabrahma. Ishwara means Saguna Brahma. Ishwara is all powerful, almighty, Lord, Sarva Shaktiman. Parabrahma is Nirguna, Nirakara. The only way of explaining Parabrahma is negation. Not this, not this, not this. Ajam, Nirvikalpam, Nirakara, Mekam, Niranandam, Anandam, Advaita Purnam, Ajam, unborn, Nirguna, no guna qualities, Nirakara, no form. All these are qualities, all these are description of Parabrahma. There's no positive way of explaining Parabrahma. Parabrahma can be explained as Advaita, no two. It cannot be positive. It cannot be explained as oneness. Whereas Ishwara can be explained as the positive words. All good qualities, Saguna, Satyakama, Satya Sankalpa. Now the question is coming whether Gnani has merged with Ishwara or Parabrahma. In the opinion of Jaimini Rishi, Gnani has merged with the Saguna Brahma, Ishwara, Satyakama, Satya Sankalpa has become, he has the powers of Ishwara. Whereas from Audulomi, he has Audulomi point of view, he has merged with the Parabrahma. Because he wanted mukti, liberation. He didn't want to go to Ishwara. Those who want to go to Ishwara are upasakas, not Gnanis. When Vedavyasa Maharshi says, both of you are right. They are different order of reality. From the world point of view, Gnani has merged with Ishwara. From Gnani's point of view, he has merged with Parabrahma. So let us realize our innermost nature by negating what we are not. I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not the intellect, I'm pure consciousness, Shiva Sruti. Ishvara is also pure awareness, negating the attributes of Ishvara, Satya Kamas, all the power of Ishvara you negate, because that's also Mithya, appears and disappears. Then what remains is Brahman. I am that Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi. All this is Brahman, Satya, Sarvam Khalu the Brahma. Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnad Purnamuduchyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi Nanu Nanembudu Nanalla Ideha Manabuddhi Nanalla Sachidanandatma Shivananunane Shivoham Shivoham Shivoham. I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not the intellect, I'm pure consciousness, Shivasruti. Antarjyotihi Bahirjyotihi Pratyak Jyotihi Paratpara Jyotireva Jyotihi Swayam Jyotihi Atma Jyotihi Shivasmiham. I am the light of the self, awareness, Atma Jyoti. I am the light illuminating the entire world, Jagat Jyoti. I am light beyond all lights, Param Jyoti. I am the self-luminous light, light of love, compassion, and wisdom. Lok Atma Darshanam, Brahma Darshanam, Brahma Darshanam, Satya Darshanam. To know the self is to know God. To know God is to be God. To be God is to know the truth. Lokaha samastaha sukino bhavantu. Lokaha samastaha sukino bhavantu. Lokaha samastaha sukino bhavantu. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Rub both of your hands. Just give arm to the eyes. Slowly open your eyes. You can visit the Light of Self Foundation website, YouTube. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can also subscribe to Light of Self website. For children program, you can go to iRead. Any questions? Any Anybody has any questions?
Pranam,
yes.
Gurudeva.
Yes, who is speaking?
This is Deepti.
Yes, Dipti.
Gurudeva, in the last shloka, when you said Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Maheshwara, so the three aspects are according to the world point of view when we say.
Right.
And according to the Jnani's point of view, he merges with the Parabrahma. That is
Right.
the second part. The
Right.
third part is that when we say that Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. So Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha, the third, this is, so this one is the Jiva who is saying that I pranam to both the parts of Nirgun and Sagun.
As far as Jiva is concerned, okay, when you are in Maya, right?
Yes.
The very fact that you're in Maya, for you the highest is Ishwara.
Yes.
Correct, no? Because you don't know Parabrahma. If you know Parabrahma, you are not in Maya.
Yes.
Correct, no? So from Jiva point of view, he is offering his pranams to Ishwara in the form of Guru.
Okay.
Right? See, when you go to the temple, right? What do you do? You do namaskara to a form, vigraha.
Yes.
Correct, no?
Yes.
So there's a form for the vigraha. Correct?
Yes.
So now when you're doing namaskara to the vigraha, whom are you doing namaskara?
Yes.
You are doing namaskara to Bhagavan through that.
Yes.
Correct, no? You are invoking God or Ishwara in that vigraha. So let's say a statue of Rama is there. You're doing namaskar to Rama. That means not to the statue. You're invoking Rama in that statue.
Yes.
For you, it's not Parabrahma. For you, the Ishwara.
Yes.
Bhagavan.
Yes.
Correct? Bhagavan or Ishwara still is controlling the Maya.
Yes.
So we have not got out of the Maya. We are still in the Maya.
Yes.
We are. That is Bhagavan. When we go to Bhagavan, we are praying for happiness, health, wealth, all material things which are required for the world.
Yes.
But when you come to Guru,
yes.
Right? When you come to the Guru, Guru is also a form, physical form.
Yes.
But you are invoking Ishwara in the Guru for liberation, mukti. I want to go to Parabrahma. Now, for Guru, you are not going for a material desire.
Yes.
Right? So you are invoking liberation. You are saying Guru is Ishwara. Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, all the three are Guru. That's Ishwara.
Yes.
Now you have to understand Brahma, Vishnu, the Ishwara or Bhagavan has 5 functions. Okay? Ishwara. Lord has 5 functions.
Yes.
5 functions. Like a woman, she is a mother, she is a wife, she is an engineer, she is a daughter, like that 5 functions are there, 5 roles are there.
Yes.
Ishwara has 5 roles. As Brahma, he is the creator. As Vishnu, he is the protector.
Yes.
As Shiva is the destroyer.
Yes.
Now, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara is all about creation.
Yes.
The creation is like a jail. Until you learn karmic lessons, you cannot get out of jail.
Yes.
Right? You cannot go out of this creation. Finally, you have to mature. So, to keep the Jiva in the jail, the 4th function is there of Ishwara. That's called Maya Shakti. Maya is also Ishwara.
Yes.
So, Maya Shakti operates to keep the people in the world. Jiva.
Yes.
Right? See, a jailer will keep all inmates in the jail with a lock and key.
Yes.
So, the lock and key of Ishwara is Maya Shakti.
Yes.
So, 4th power of Ishwara is called Maya Shakti. Right?
Yeah.
Now, the Jiva has reformed himself. He has developed the divine qualities. He is ready for going out of the jail.
Yes.
So then, Guru has to come to him. There's the 5th function. That's called Sadguru. The Ishwara comes in the form of Sadguru to release the Jiva from the jail.
Yes.
But Jiva has not got Nana. Jiva is still seeing the form. So Jiva is offering his pranam to Ishwara, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, understanding very well that Sadguru is one who has merged with the Parabrahma.
Yes.
That's the prayer. Jiva says, I have not realized the Parabrahma. I am only doing pranam to Ishwara.
Yes.
Did you get the meaning?
Yes, I got it.
Now,
So it means if once you meet the Sadguru and Sadguru gives you the jnana, so you realize the essence of being what is a Jiva, what is a Brahma, and how the merger happens. Now, with that understanding, when the same Jnani goes to the temple and bows, so for him, the viewpoint of the world will be that he is invoking, but within himself, he is not invoking, he is just enjoying that presence of oneness with the higher self of him.
Correct. See, basically, when you do bow down or namaskara, okay?
Yes.
Let's say you do bow down like this. What you are doing is I'm dropping my ego. That's all it means. Nothing else. Bow down is symbolic.
Yes.
I'm dropping my ego. If you drop your ego, what are you?
Yes.
I'm speaking of Adnani. You're an ignorant person. So
Yes.
if you drop your ego, then what are you? You already become one with God, Brahman.
Yes.
Right? Now Adnani doesn't know. For him, a practice is told. Every time you go to temple, drop your ego and become one with Brahman is told.
Correct.
He has not understood it. Whereas Dani has already dropped his ego. For him, doing namaskara or not doing namaskara, it's all same thing. Oneness is seen.
Yes.
Right? He may do namaskara because he wants to teach people, you have to surrender.
Yes.
All actions of Dani is only for Loka Kalyana.
Loka Kalyana.
Right? Because if Dani comes and goes to temple, I am Ishwara, he'll say like that, then other people get confused.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So Dani does namaskara better than others.
Yes.
To show the world how to do namaskara.
Yes.
Got it?
Yes, very nicely.
All actions of Dani is not for himself at all.
Yes.
Okay? Including eating food.
Yes.
Dani doesn't eat food for taste. Dani eats food for maintaining the body because body is required for teaching the world. So none of the actions of Dani are selfishness.
Yes.
Got it?
Yes. Thank you.
Anybody
Thank you
questions?
so much. Hariho.
Pranam Gurudeva.
Yes, Sheetal.
Gurudeva, when we are saying that Gemini Rishi is saying that it is the level is up to the Gnani's level is up to the Ishwara. Then we.
What? I'm not able to understand. What is the question?
When
Gemini
we are
Rishi.
saying that Gemini Rishi, yeah, he says that the Upasana Marga will, he has taken it till the Ishwara Pranidhana, till that point, and the other Rishi has taken it beyond. That is
No.
Parabrahma.
Upasana is over in Pada 3. Third section is over.
Over.
What about Upasaka? We have detailed, we have discussed. Now, both Jaimini Rishi and Audulomi, they are discussing about Gnani only. Why they are discussing about Gnani? They are not confused. They are not confused. They are clear. Okay, they are bringing out, through the discussion, they are trying to bring out what is truth for us, our clarity.
Yes.
So don't be under the impression that Jaimini is seeking of Upasana. No, he is speaking of Gnani only.
Okay.
How a Upanishad Vakya has to be understood and interpreted, the two viewpoints are given and third viewpoint is given for us to get the clarity.
Yes, and at the end of it, Vedavyasa Maharishi says that both are correct. He says both are correct, but when we say both are correct, it is actually the first Gnani Gemini's viewpoint is actually limiting to Ishwara's this thing. But
no, Jaimini's viewpoint is speaking of Vyavaharika, how the world sees Gnani.
How the world sees Gnani.
Whereas Audulomi's viewpoint is how Gnani sees himself.
Okay.
Both are true.
Yeah. How the world sees a Gnani and how the Gnani sees himself.
The world can see Gnani as only Ishwara, nothing else.
Yes.
Right? Because the world has no concept of Parabrahma. Nirguna, Nirakar, they don't understand. So world has only viewpoint of Gnani as Ishwara. Whereas Gnani has understanding of himself as Parabrahma.
Yes. Gurudeva, what was the, when they give both these viewpoints, what was the actual necessity to give two viewpoints?
First of all, you didn't know two viewpoints are there until you understood. Many times you'll confuse, no? See, the whole thing is, because his viewpoint is not given, because we don't think. The teacher has to give a problem and a solution also. First of all, you don't know problem exists. One day you'll be confused. One day you'll take Ishwara. Oh, Jnana is much Ishwara. Another day you'll take Jnana is Brahma, because you have not questioned it. Huh?
Yes.
Have you questioned this? First of all, did you know that there are two viewpoints?
No.
So you will be in a confusion because you don't have clarity. So teacher has to say, my dear student, you have not thought over. The problem can be viewed in these two angles, and this is the solution you have to tell. Otherwise, you will not even think of the problem, not even think of solution. You'll be confused only.
Yes. I mean, that subtle, as you said, that subtle confusion, when it is cleared, we see that there are multiple viewpoints, and how we are transcending the viewpoints, and gradually we come to the ultimate, realization.
Correct.
Yeah, this is, yes.
It is like a school, no? In the school, the teacher will give a problem. Teacher will give a problem with multiple solutions.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, then say this solution is the right way. Otherwise, you don't even know problem, no? You'll think of your own imagination, no? You'll be thinking of some movie, James Bond movie, or this thing, what is that, Harry Potter movie.
Yeah, and as you said, we don't usually question our imagination, it just goes off like that.
You are not questioning, you are enjoying your imagination.
Yeah.
In your imagination, oh, Nani has gone to Ishwara, he is dressing well. Okay, some Purana is saying Nani has gone to Brahmaloka. So many imaginations. And
Yes.
TV serial, modern day TV serial, you see, Nani will be very happy with some Loka, enjoying. So all your imaginations get added.
Gurudeva, how to install, the viveka of questioning our imagination?
This is the way. This is the way that your Vedanta study circle is that way. Your Atma Vichara, Brahma Vichara talks are the way. There's no other way. Because first of all, you don't even have questions, no? If you have questions only, you can install something. If you don't have questions, so that's like doubts are created, questions are created, answer is also given.
Yeah, the questions come only when, as you said, when we see that there are multiple things which we can really question. And this imagination should not be taken, just like that, because we just drift towards, some other
you have a
thing.
lot of imagination, your own imagination, society imagination, TV serial imagination, but then spiritual books imagination. So many imaginations are there. You never question the reality.
Yeah. Yes.
So
yes.
that's why first the doubts are created. The Purva Pakshi's job is to create doubts first. Okay, so you don't even have doubts. That's the problem. So you create that out. Then different viewpoints are given. Questions are then. Oh, the multiple ways are looking at that. Then finally answer is given.
Yeah. Yes, Gurudeva. Yes.
Any questions?
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste.
Even I also got the same doubt. Why the two opinions in the second day, so today's Adhikarana? Because it is already explained in the previous Adhikarana. When you drop the dualship, remains only one thing. That is only self, Brahman.
There's no one thing. Brahman is not a thing.
No, okay. Brahman, only Brahman. It remains only Brahman. Why this again? Further, so Maharshi asked the two questions about the opinions of these two to get the clarification that it is Vyaharika and then Paramarthika level of understanding.
Yeah.
It's nice.
So the viewpoint of the world is also correct.
Yeah.
Viewpoint of the world is they can't understand Parabrahma.
Yeah.
They can understand the Ishwara.
Correct.
Right?
Before Vedavyasa giving his opinion, I was almost stick to the Audiloma opinion. Okay, now he clarified. So both are right, as well as in respect of Vyaharika as well as Paramarthika level.
Correct.
Nice structure class between Gurus and Sishya.
Yeah. So, anybody else any questions? Yes.
Hari Om Guruji.
1 minute, one question. Explain it. That's because, see, the question is, every enlightenment experience the only one truth. Why they experience in different ways? Because listeners are different. The person who asks the questions are different. That revelation is for different level of people. The revelation happens because ultimately revelation is not for himself. No, it's for the society. Nama, the communication, revelation, enlightenment means silence. Nothing is there to speak. Correct? He doesn't speak. His mouth is shut. Then there's nothing. Nobody can understand what is jnana. So the jnana has to be communicated. The communication happens to 3 different levels of being. So what we call as Veda, 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 Abeda. When the communication happens, that means revelation happens to, it's not the individual. The revelation happens to 3 categories of being. So Veda being, the people with the Veda, the revelation happens in terms of karma kanda. Do this ritual, do this puja. Understand? So karma kanda also is revelation. Vedas, entire Veda is revelation. Now for whom is the revelation is the question. The revelation is done for who person who feels I'm totally separate, I'm the body. For that, karma kanda is the first step. Then there is a jiva who is moving out of karma kanda. For him, karma yoga and upasana is the teaching. The revelation also is about that, karma yoga and upasana. Then person who has come out of that or who has matured enough, for him, jnana is the teaching. So in revelation, what will happen? All these things are comes from sequence. Some way. For us, we don't understand that sequence because we don't understand how the revelation has happened. That's why the acharyas have made bhashyas. This is the way you have to understand. That's why Vedavyasa has written Brahmasutra to understand. Now, for us it may appear as complicated. For them it was not complicated because all of them, they had a very good logic or nyaya how to understand Upanishads at that time. They were taught how to understand. For us, we don't know. We don't understand Nyaya itself. Before they studied Upanishad, they have studied Nyaya for 3 years. Logic of Upanishad. We don't understand Nyaya. We don't have logic. For us, the Acharyas have to give in a systematic order and clarify. That's what Vedavyasa Maharshi is doing. And Shankaracharya, Madhvacharya, Ramanujacharya is doing. Forget about Upanishad, yeah. The teachings are uniform, but teaching for whom is the question? There's a teacher and there's a student. The context is different. Right? So now, the same Brahma Sutra, same Upanishad, Shankar, Madhvacharya says it's only Advaita. Duality is the reality. Then Ramanujacharya comes and says Advaita, Vishishta is the reality. Shankaracharya comes and Advaita is the reality. They are all speaking of same thing. Same Upanishad. Now, how can there can be 3 truths? Right? There's no 3 truths. There are 3 viewpoints which are revealed in the Upanishad. Each Acharya has taken one viewpoint for people of that nature. See, the viewpoint, the person is in ignorance. For him, you have to give a way for him to come out. The teaching is with respect to recipient. That's why I said Upanishad, Brahma, entire Vedas is big. 80-90% of Vedas is karma kanda. Do this ritual, this puja. Because 90% of people fall in that category. 99%. Now, is it not truth? It's the truth because to come out of that, they have to do it. So Vedas, entire Veda, why do we need so much of Veda? You need just one Taptamasi, one sentence. No, over, matter is over, no. It's not. Because the world has different categories of people. Teaching has to be given in different categories. Truth is not different. Truth is only one. Approaching the truth, many ways are there. Truth is approach, I'm saying. Dvaita is approach. Vishishtadvaita is approach, Advaita is approach to the truth, depending on maturity of the seeker. Right? For a primary school child, quantum physics is very important, Newton's law is not important, then he will not be reading anything. Newton's law teach him first. Like that, Upanishads are graded teachings. Vedas, entire Vedas is systematic grades. The steps are there. So now, those who don't understand, they can confuse. 90% of Vedas is karma kanda only. Karma kanda is only real. Those people are also there. Only karma kanda is very important because 90% of Vedas is karma kanda. They are called ritualists. There are many, 90%. The whole world is full of ritualists. They focus only on rituals because Vedas are full of rituals. Right? But what they don't understand, they don't have the complete picture, bigger picture. Why the entire lessons are given. So that understanding has a Gnani or Acharya has that. He makes it systematic. That is the necessity of a guru. Clear? So, yes, somebody else asked a question. What is the question?
Guruji.
Yes.
You were telling that Vishishtadvaita is all ways to approach the reality. Yes. But they'll be caught in that reality. They'll not come out of that reality at all, no, Guruji.
No, my dear. It's not like that. They'll be caught means who will be caught? Each jiva, based on his vasana, based on his ability, it will approach a system. It's based on his vasana. Okay. Now, for a person who has Vishishtadvaita, if you give Advaita teaching, he will not understand it. He has to be in Vishishtadvaita teaching to reach a level of maturity.
But before that, their body drops, Guruji. They'll not understand. They'll be in Vishishtadvaita forever. They'll not come to Advaita.
If he has matured enough, he will come to that. That's what I'm saying. Maturity happens. The maturity cannot be forced.
Okay, Guruji.
See, principle you have to understand. Principle of nature. Okay. There's a flower. Correct? A seed is there. A flower is there. Okay. Can you force the flower to bloom? What you can do is you can put a fertilizer, you can put water, you can provide an environment. You will never be able to force a flower to bloom. Then flower will die. So our Vedas and Upanishads are very gentle. They'll provide an environment to bloom. Okay? No, Vedas and Upanishads will never force you. They'll say, this is the environment. If you are in this environment, if you do this, you will evolve. Now, after evolution, this is the next step. That the master or guru is there to teach you what next step. If you don't evolve, if you're stuck there, that means you are not evolved. You are there only.
Okay, Guruji.
If you have evolved, you will find a Sikh master, no? Right?
Okay.
A student who has passed the SLC, I want to go to PUC. It's his natural desire, no? What you are saying is he doesn't know that PUC is there, you will say. Right? You say that he doesn't know PUC, he will be stuck in SLC. It won't happen. The Jiva will start, Jiva is Brahman only. He will start experiencing, oh, I want to go further. I have somewhere I'm stuck. That inner urge will come. If the inner urge is not coming in this lifetime, it will come in many lifetimes. The universe doesn't force anybody. Forget the universe forcing anybody. Okay. Can you force your son? Can you force your husband? Yeah. Can you force anybody around you? You can only provide an environment. Understand?
Yes, Guruji.
This forcing somebody is a business of religion, conversion and all. You do this. This is the right. The Vedanta, Upanishad, Veda this is the environment. You pick, grow, then you'll understand next level.
Okay, Guruji. Guruji, I had one more question. That water analogy and the salt, Sindhu, Saindava, you told. Guruji, wave analogy, wave and water are same. It will merge. It will emerge as a wave and it will
analogies you should not mix. Analogies given for explaining one principle. That's all. Don't mix wave, rope and snake analogy. Don't mix with wave and water analogy. Okay, like that, don't mix analogy. This is given to illustrate one point. Yesterday, same salt and water analogy I gave, because salt can be separated out. Understand? No, these analogies are limited to explain one principle. That's all. Example. Do not mix these examples. Each way you understand, because there's no one example which will explain everything. That's silence only. To speak about Brahman, only silence is possible. But then if somebody sits silence, you won't understand anything. So when you start open your mouth, you give example, then you say this example is different from that example. No, that example is to illustrate one point. This example is to illustrate another point.
Okay, Guruji, got it.
Are you got it?
Got
Clear?
it. Clear.
Okay.
Successfully created questions, Guruji.
Okay, very good. Anybody has any questions? If there are no questions,